What's up, everybody? Welcome to Black Steez. Today, I want to talk about fasting. Um, as a lot of you may know, today is Ash Wednesday. And what Ash Wednesday is, it is basically the beginning of Lent. It's a Christian slash Catholic holiday where uh, religious people um, give up certain things in the days leading up to Easter. I believe it's 46 days leading up to Easter. A lot of people will fast. They will give up stuff depending on what they believe in. A lot of people will be abstinent. A lot of people will give up, various different things. Now, I will say that I decided to fast for a non-religious reason. I wanted to fast for my health. I wanted to fast for the many different health benefits that you can get from fasting. So um, it just was a coincidence um, that it just so happened that my 72-hour fast coincided with Ash Wednesday. Now, I fasted from Monday till today, and I'm gonna break my fast today on Ash Wednesday. I did not plan this at all. It just so happened that I didn't even realize that this is what was taking place. But it's kind of cool, so I thought it was worth mentioning for this video. But really, what I want to talk about is what I learned by fasting for 3 days, and also give you guys some of the health benefits and maybe inspire you to go on a fast, whether or not you're religious or you believe in things like this. There are definitely health benefits to fasting. So, some of the health benefits of fasting would be um, help controlling your blood sugar, by reducing your insulin resistance. It helps fight inflammation, uh, enhances your heart health by improving your blood pressure, triglycerides. That is a tongue twister, and your cholesterol levels. Also, it can help improve your cognitive function. It can aid in weight loss by, obviously limiting the calories that you're intaking and helping boost your metabolism. And this is one of the main benefits that I particularly started fasting for, was that it's going to increase your HGH levels. So the longer you fast, the more you're gonna have a hormonal response to release HGH, which is human growth hormone. Now, I have a PT test coming up in a couple months, and so I wanted to get my health in tip top. So that's why I began this fast, because I wanted to increase my levels of HGH so that when I do work out, I can have a better response for growth, metabolism, muscle strength, things like that. HGH, as you guys know, like there are bodybuilders and things like that who will go ahead and um, inject themselves with HGH, and that actually helps them build muscle. Of course, I did not want to go any type of unnatural route with increasing my HGH levels, and this is a way that you can do it naturally. Now, you don't have to actually fast for 72 hours in order to get the benefits of increased HGH. Actually, what we call breakfast in the morning is actually breaking your fast from the night before. So whenever you're not eating, your body is going to go into uh, this mode where it's going to start releasing some HGH. So it's actually really good that if you exercise, that you do it before you break your fast. So, for instance, if you eat dinner and then you wake up the next morning, the best thing that you can do to make use of that extra HGH that your body is going to release is to work out in the morning before you break your fast. Or not, if it's not in the morning, or if you wait till later, the longer you wait, the more HGH gets released in the body, and it's a cycle. It gets released in cycles. So, for instance, on day one, you're going to release a certain amount of HGH. On day two, you're going to release even more, and on day three, you're going to release even more. So that's why I went for 3 days. Usually after 3 days, the law of diminishing returns comes into effect, and you're not, it's going to kind of like taper off and plateau in terms of how much HGH you're going to be releasing in the body. So that's why I went for the 3 days. Some other benefits is, fasting can delay aging. It's been proven to delay aging, and things like that. One other thing that I'll mention why I did it for some of the physical benefits is that it's going to, when you're fasting, your body goes into what's called ketosis, and that's where your liver basically starts to release ketones that tell your body to burn fat for energy. So glucose is actually burnt primarily as energy in the body, and that's the most common thing for people to actually use for energy in the body. But if you're not eating, and you go into a calorie deficit like you do when you fast, then your body will start to burn off some of the reserves of fat to actually create energy. So that's pretty cool. It definitely boosts your metabolism, like I said, and gets your body into a fat burning mode. I actually have discovered that over the past few months of not really paying too much attention to what I'm eating, drinking beer, things like that, I discovered that I was getting like more fat just around my like midsection area. Like I basically, when I came home from training with the military, like I was cut. Like I had all the cuts in my midsection. There was not a lot of fat going on down there. And then after a few months of being home, I started to notice that even though I was still exercising, I was still doing things, I think it was my diet that actually contributed to me gaining more fat. So that's why I actually went on this fast. Now, just to get into some of the things that I've noticed, and before I go forward, I'm going to address one of the comments that somebody left in the live chat. So Crypto Droid says, find that ish in the Bible. Like I said, for me, it isn't particularly a religious thing that I'm doing, although I do believe in God. I do believe that God has something to do with the fact that I decided to go on a fast, and it just perfectly lined up with the beginning of Lent. Like you can't write that. Like I had no intent to plan my fast to line up with Lent. It just so happened that way. So I think that that's proof that God is working in mysterious ways, and take from that what you will. That's not really even the huge point of this video. I wanted to basically talk about what I learned by fasting, the benefits, and things like that. So I'll get into that. The number one thing that I noticed by fasting for 3 days is the amount of waste that people have in society, especially in America and American culture and society. The amount of waste is what I noticed. I noticed that people don't really realize how fortunate they are, and they take a lot of the things that we're, privileged to have for granted. So just something like eating food and being able to eat whenever you want, people take that for granted. So this is something that I really noticed along the course of this fast. Um, it's amazing, like what your body is capable of and how you can survive without food. And it's amazing that if you stop eating, your body will actually go into a zone where it can better take care of itself. And a lot of us have stored fats, and over time of us just eating every day and not really thinking about it, your body is storing a lot of the nutrients that it needs to survive. So on this fast, I only drink water. I consumed some salt, and that was pretty much it. Actually, on the second day of the fast, it was like the hardest day. I was really hungry, and it's been scientifically proven that over time, as you fast, your body will release less and less hunger hormones. So today being my last day of the fast, I'm not hungry at all. Like I just don't feel hungry. I actually feel like I could continue the fast even longer. I'm not going to. I'm going to break my fast today, but that is just how I feel. Now, neurologically, it's been shown that fasting can increase your cognitive function. Your digestive system actually uses up a lot of energy, and when you're fasting and that energy is not being consumed by your digestive system, more of it can go to your brain. And I believe your brain already off the top uses about 20% of the calories that you intake, and that 20% of the energy that your body consumed is actually consumed by your brain. So by fasting, you're freeing up a lot more energy for mental and cognitive functions. And, in a survival state, if you were in the wild and you didn't have food, the best thing that your body could do would be to shut off some of these other energy consuming features of your system and send that energy to your brain in order for you to be able to think clear, make better decisions, and help you actually get to a place where you can find food. So that's something I also noticed. My brain function was way better. A lot of people will probably think, and I've heard that, oh, when you fast, you can hallucinate and you get loopy and all these other things. And it's actually that the opposite was true. I actually was sharper. I was more productive because I was not thinking about eating food, and what I was going to eat, and hunger wasn't really plaguing me. When you're eating and you're in the zone of eating a certain amount of times per day, that actually consumes a decent amount of your thoughts. So by not eating, mentally, you're a little bit more sharp. Um, Another thing that I noticed was that that fat around my midsection definitely has reduced only in 3 days. Um, so that's pretty big. I mean, hopefully going forward, that fat burning jump start that I gave my body will continue, and I can continue to burn some of this fat off. And also, I'm going to be resetting my diet and trying to eat better, keep my consumption of alcohol and beer to a minimum. And what I've actually decided to do, based on Ash Wednesday and based on Lent, is that I'm going to be fasting intermittently every Sunday for a full 24 hours every Sunday leading up to Easter. So this was kind of an extended fast. This was the longest that I've ever personally fast for. So it was like a challenge to see if I could do it and see what my body would tell me what it would feel like. So going forward, I know that I can do 3 days easily. but that's considered a prolonged fast. So I'm not going to do a prolonged fast, but once a week on Sundays up until Easter, I'm going to fast for the full day of Sunday. I'm not going to eat. Um, and this will be to help continue getting those benefits of ketosis, of fat burning, of getting my body used to burning fat for energy, reducing the intake of carbohydrates, and reducing the amount of, simple sugars and simple carbs in my diet. Just kind of high fat, moderate protein levels, moderate fiber levels, things like that. So this is what I'm going to be doing going forward. So I encourage you guys to go out, and now is a good time, like I said, because of Ash Wednesday, that if you have never fasted before, look into the physical benefits, the mental benefits. It's something healthy that you can do to kind of jumpstart the fat burning process in your body, and just try it out, and tell me what you guys think. Post in the comments. Let me know if you guys have fasted before, how long you fasted. Like I said, this was the longest fast that I've ever been on. But let me know what you guys think about fasting. And yeah, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. So peace out. As per usual, if it's not about topics that I cover in this video or in prior videos, then don't talk to me.